And just like that, it was all over. The Malfeas Griffin had slipped away from those who have been seeking it for so long, and the journey will now continue for it. My investigations wrapped up as I delivered to the dizzy dame that hired me in the first place everything she ever needed to know, then promptly handed her over to the guard. Gal was crazy, and she'd interrupted my triple B, my beefy bean blast burritos. That's 4 B's still. Oh no! Hello there, everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Going on to our 6th level of extracts for the 1st edition Pathfinder Investigator. This is the last level of extracts you'll gain access to. You are a 2/3 spellcaster after all, but oh my, do you have a whole host and incredible suite of abilities and spells that will help to enhance everything that you do and complement this build rather nicely. But before we get into all of that, if you're new here to the channel, then why not go down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Or if you've already gone on ahead and listed yourself on such an incredible roster of legendary heroes, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. Now we'll start getting into your extracts. And to start us off with today's episode, we have Legendary Proportions. For 1 minute per caster level, target creature increases by 1 size category, getting a +6 size bonus to their strength score, a +4 size bonus to constitution, a +6 size bonus to their natural armor, and a damage reduction 10 versus adamantine, and equipment changes in size to match. Note here that this does not cause any hits to your dexterity score, making this all the way around something that meshes very nicely with our build, helps us take advantage of the fact that we've already got an okay-ish strength score and are leaning into that a bit with feats like power attack as an example. Then we have Heal, the best healing spell in the game. The name kind of gives it away. Target creature heals 10 hit points per caster level, maxing out at 150, and removes the following: ability damage: blinded, confused, dazed, dazzled, deafened, diseased, exhausted, fatigued, feeble-minded, insanity, nauseated, poisoned, sickened, and stunned. This is great to have. Certainly not something that you want to pack all of your level 6 extracts with, but definitely handy to have at least 1, maybe 2 of, for those moments where things really get dicey for you. Oh, this works really nicely with delayed consumption, if I say so myself. Something for you to have in reserve for those moments where either you've taken a blitz from all of these abilities, have taken a ton of hit point damage, you have this in reserve and have yourself back up and running right as rain. But then we go on from there to True Seeing. And for 1 minute per caster level, the target can see through normal and magical darkness, doors hidden by magic. It sees through blur, displacement, invisibility, illusions, the true forms of polymorphed creatures, and transmuted things, out to 120 feet. Now, remember how your studied combat and studied strike, those are all precision damage things. Many of these are things that would get around your ability to deal precision damage. True Seeing helps to negate these defenses and keep you and your damage output right exactly where they need to be. Then we have the Statue extract. For 1 hour per caster level, the target turns into a statue with hardness 8. They're able to see, hear, and smell normally, but don't need to eat or breathe. Damage done to the statue is done to the target. For example, removing an arm will be catastrophic for the investigator once they've reverted to their normal form. And you can revert back and forth for the duration of this spell. Really, what you would use this for, this is more for creative uses and the like. A good way of hiding, a good way of infiltrating, taking the place of a piece of artwork that's supposed to be shipped to some lord's manor somewhere. Things like that. But For day-to-day combat, day-to-day affairs, maybe not the most useful, and certainly there are risks with this. There are certain things that can be very dangerous for you, but the fact that you're still able to see, hear, and smell normally, and don't need to eat and breathe while you're a statue is nice. That hardness 8 is also nice, but something that's going to be a bit more utility and require a bit of creativity on your part. Then we have the Twin Form spell. For 1 round per caster level, you split into a perfect double from yourself, with the same current hit point total and statistics from the point that you use this extract. So if you've already taken damage, your double will also have taken damage. You can switch between bodies before or after your turn as a free action, so right at the very start or right at the very end. And you can do this each round. The body without your consciousness is treated as dazed, except it can take a move action each round. This is basically your get out of jail free card. So if you get destroyed or the body is destroyed, it's reduced to dust. And if you're destroyed while this spell is active, you get shunted back to the spare body, but you are stunned while that happens for at least 1 round. You're stunned for 1 round after that happens. However, if you've already shifted, say you could see the writing on the wall, knew the body you were currently inhabiting was about to go, well, then you can switch at the end of your turn and then get out of there free and clear and have the other body remain destroyed while you are safely tucked away with no ill-affecting status effects in place. So definitely an incredibly useful ability to have in your back pocket, and can also set up some other interesting things. I can see this pairing well with, well, statue. You just have your regular body destroyed, use alter self or a hat of disguise, some means of physically changing your appearance and then turning yourself into a statue, so that way you can make good your escape, pretend that you're dead, lay low for a while, get the jump on people afterwards. But that also depends on the kind of campaign or story that you're playing in. Going on from there, though, let's see. We have Caging Bomb Admixture. This is an example of a spell to avoid. You don't have the bombs class feature to begin with, so you have no means of really making use of this. Why this is in your spell list, I have no clue, but you check the system reference document, it's there. You check numerous other guides, plenty of people talk about it. There really isn't any reason for you to have this unless you're taking some kind of alternate class kind of build that does give you the bombs feature. Then this could be a little bit useful, but as is with this build for base Investigator, this is terrible. Kind of like Sonic Form. This works like dust form, except that you are semi-solid sound, can squeeze through any sized opening without penalty, can make a touch attack to deal 1d6 plus 1 per caster level of sonic damage. So if you're a level 20 caster, that's plus 20 extra damage. So 21 to 26 points of damage at level 20. That's pretty terrible. However, you take 1d6 damage per caster level if you are in an area with a silence spell on it in each round after. And that's the caster level of the caster who put down the silence spell. That's a significant amount of damage to take. That makes a 3rd level spell incredibly dangerous. Is it 3rd level or 2nd? Either way, that's an incredible amount of damage to dish out against somebody. Otherwise, you can't enter an area of silence. Anywhere that already has some sort of zone of silence down on it, you can't go into it. And even if you could, you take incredible amounts of damage for a character class that does not have a ton of hit points already. This is a terrible plan. The ability to infiltrate places is kind of cool. That is really nice. But really, dust form is going to see you through just fine for that, assuming you don't have other means of negating obstacles, of getting around them, getting through them. You will have so many options that you can readily and easily skip this spell. Plus, even if it didn't do terrible damage and inflict terrible damage on you, you already have dust form. So Sonic Form, not good at all as a level 6 extract. And these kinds of spells are what I would keep your eyes open for that are either redundant, affect class abilities that you just don't have, or deal incredibly poor amounts of damage for whatever else they might be doing along with it. So That's my recommendation there. You certainly still have plenty of incredible spells to begin with to make use of. So you're not hurting in that regard. Just keep your eyes open. Only pick these kinds of things out if they really fit the feel that you have for your character. If this sonic form spell fits in with everything else that you've got going, then go with that. Roleplay and fun certainly trumps the rules and mechanics uh, 9 times out of 10. But what do you think? Go on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Did you like today's video? Did you dislike it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below so we can engage in discussion. And remember, if you've made it this far, you must have enjoyed something, so why not go down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamers Den. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Thank you all so very much for your time. Good gaming to you all, and you all have yourselves a good night.